What's going on, YouTube? Happy New Year, happy 2019. Coolies here with a very special, really kind of video that I don't normally do, right? So we have the Season of Mayhem. It's a challenge battle that came with the Christmas event of this year, and normally I don't do like free-to-play guides for fights like this because I normally, spend on the game and use the stuff that I get. But I like the mechanics of this fight so much and had such a fun time playing it that I was like, you know what, I think I could do this with like a weaker team and a weaker team and a weaker team. And eventually it just got down to, no 5-star base units, no 5-star TMRs, no STMRs, no time-limited units, no time-limited TMRs, anything like that. So I'm going to take you through the rotation and the fight that I feel like is super safe, that will allow you to beat this with all missions like no problem. Okay, so first thing we'll do is make sure that we have the right friend unit. Okay, so you're aiming for two different friend units here. It's either going to be an Ashe, right, or a Grimlord Sakura. So we have one right here, Grimlord Sakura. I believe her Grim Barrage, Soul Barrage, chains with Ashe. So we're going to be using her. This should make it go a lot faster. If you find a Grimlord Sakura friend, definitely take it. If you find an Ashe friend, then you use what you can with that. Alright, so we'll just go over the gear setup and then team composition here. So we have Shilt, Rosa, Riku, Ashe, Warrior of Light, and Grimlord Sakura. Bunch of waifus right here. Shilt is set up solely for draw attacks in this fight. The reason why we're using Shilt over like Mistea or any other magic tank is because he's not actually going to be a magic tank. He's actually going to be a magic provoke tank here. And because he has interception, which stops any breaks from hitting your team and also gives everybody stop resistance. This is super important because that's a big part of this fight. This boss likes to break your defense and spirit and likes to apply stop to your character. So this will put a stop to that right away. On top of that, he can self-mitigate magic damage with, where is it? Destination. Right here. Reduce damage taken for cast for 2 turns and boost spirit. And on his third turns, he's just going to be guarding, right? So we'll go over his equipment. Unholy Grimoire. Mainly the important stuff is the draw attack stuff. We gave him the Wrapped Gift, the Yellow Balloon, the Cape Producer's Jacket, and the Moogle Plushie, alright? So we're not using any 5-star base TMRs, but we are using some 3- and 4-star base TMRs. Because at this point in the 7-star era, people should have gotten a couple of, Trust Moogles out of making 7 stars here and there. So you should have some of this stuff. If you are lacking on draw attacks equipment, you can put Golem on as his Esper and give him Provoke. But we're just going to go straight up with just Gear Provoke, and it's about 85%. We could push it past 100 and maybe replace some of this gear, but we're not going to do that. But you can. As far as his abilities, you're going to want to make sure that he has resistance to Paralyze. Right? Paralyze, big deal. Don't want to get paralyzed. And his abilities, equip large shield, anti-disaster, patriotic recall, thirst for survival. Nothing 5-star there, right? Next we have Rosa. Rosa is going to be your MP battery / breaker. I know that sounds a little weird, but allow me to explain. Now she's got a Bowie knife, Assassin's dagger, Aria's ribbon, chain robe, Mog's ribbon, bomb engagement ring, all free to play items and or 3 4-star base TMRs. Great Mage's Chant, Patriotic Recall, Thirst for Survival, and World Destroyer. You're going to give her World Destroyer. So she's built solely basically for HP and MP so that she can keep this World Destroyer up every couple of turns, right? So World Destroyer applies I think it's a 35% break, if I'm remembering, or maybe a 40% break, which should be enough for you to survive. Next we have Riku. Riku is going to be the key player in the team because she's built for limit burst fill. Bling necklaces, Sephiroth's long coat, the Kingdom Hearts Crystal Crown, Bowie knife with High Tide, I believe, is on this. Yes. Agaon's arm, which also has High Tide. Auto limit, auto limit, auto limit. Null paralysis. You just want to make sure that she's, everybody's not going to get hit with paralyze, right? So the reason why we're using Riku is A, her limit burst applies defense and spirit buff plus AoE re-raise, very important for the later part of the fight. On top of that, she has an innate fire elemental damage attack. we are going to have to use fire elemental damage at some point in the fight, so she is going to be the one that you want to use that with. And you don't want to, you know, slot that into some other character who has a different and more important role, right? On top of that, she can use Mix and then use Sunburst, which deals like almost 20,000 fixed damage, so that's going to help whittle down the boss's HP. So here we go with Ashe. Ashe is just set up straight up for a magic with all the 3 and 4 star base stuff I have. The highest magic you can get is 1038 from me. Might be higher for you. Obviously, if you have you know, better stuff than the Mystic Sash and Cursed Doll and Dark Robe and Death Trap and all that stuff, use the best stuff that you have for her magic. All right. Letters and Arms, Letters and Arms, Letters and Arms, magical potential. I'm pretty sure she does not have immunity to Paralyze. You could put that on her if you want, but we're going to be also using an AoE Paralyze Protect as well during this fight. So if you don't want to have to worry about that, then obviously make everybody immune to Paralyze. And she's just going to be using Heaven's Fury each round, okay? Heaven's Fury, I didn't even enhance it, but deals magic damage, restores HP to all allies, and chains with Grimlord Sakura or another Ashe duplicate, right? So finally we have Warrior of Light. He's built for 100% evade. I want to make a note here about the Star Guard. Star Guard is Arngrim's TMR. It's a 5-star base item. The reason why I'm using it is because I was not around on this account to have the Kiyomori Katana or the Lucky Bangles, which are both 10% evade. And so is the Star Guard. So if you have either one of those items, you can get rid of the Star Guard, and you can use a different accessory here. And maybe cut out True Spirit of Freedom. Because that was sort of time limited, but also really free as well. It's not something you can farm at the moment right now. But when it was around, everybody should have gotten a couple of copies of it, right? But you can actually eliminate this item, True Spirit of Freedom. And Spirit of Freedom is 10% evade, so you can just throw another evade if you need to keep it totally free to play, right? So you can eliminate the True Spirit of Freedom if you have the Kiyomori or the Lucky Bangles, because they're both 10% evade, and this is only 5. And then you could use a different accessory if you like. Give him a little more HP, MP, whatever you like. So he's my weird anomaly in the team because I had to kind of work around the total free-to-playness. But with that said, he's built for 100% physical evasion. He's going to be AoE covering with Light is with us almost every turn. Every now and then, you can also use Lakshmi's Waking Protection to boost everybody's resistance to paralysis, because at 85% draw attack, Schilt might not take every single magic attack, and one of your other characters might get hit, so you don't want them to get paralyzed. If they do get paralyzed, of course, you can remove it fairly easily with Rosa, I believe. Yes, she has Asuna, so you can get rid of it with her if you need to. So Rosa is going to be there for healing and MP refresh, HP refresh. The whole team is set. We have Grimlord Sakura as a friend, so it should go a little bit faster than if you were using another Ashe. And with that said, let's get into the fight. So I'm just going to put the rotation up here. Schilt, Interception, Destination Guard every 3 turns. Rosa, World Destroyer, Bless, and Kiraga if you need to heal or guard. Riku from 100% down to 30%. She's going to be using Mix, Sunburst, and Sunburst. 30% and under, you're going to start using Burning Soul. You have to do it 4 times, and that will remove the boss's damage mitigation. And then from 29% and under, you're going to use her Limit Burst when available, and use Mix and Sunburst otherwise. Ashe, Heaven's Fury every time. If you're using a second Ashe, same thing. Warrior of Light is going to be Light is with us, Paralyzing Protection, and then Guard. Right? So let's get into it. If you're using Grimlord Sakura, obviously you want to use Grim Reaver, and I think it's Soul Barrage. I think these are the ones that chain together. We'll see. Yeah, it does a lot more damage. You see we took it down to about 81% there. If you're using 2 Ashes, you probably only get like 2 to 5% HP damage per turn. So it's going to go a lot faster this time. But bear in mind, it might take a little while. But, you know, free-to-play guides like this, you're not meant to clear it quickly. You're meant to clear it safely. And that's what we're going to do today. So he goes in with Destination. You can put on Paralyzed Protection here if you'd like. I'm going to do that. Once you have World Destroyer up, you're going to use Bless on everybody. And Riku can start using Sunburst. She already has her Limit Burst filled. We did give her gear for Limit Burst fill rate up. So you can put that on if you want, but I don't think we're going to need to do that. At least not right now. So Warrior of Light takes all the physical attacks and dodges them, and most likely, high chance of Shield taking the magic attacks. You definitely just want to make sure you keep that stop resistance up every 3 turns, you know? So every turn multiple of 3, you're basically going to be guarding with Warrior of Light and Shield, so just keep that in mind. Keep an eye on your turn counter. Ba-bam, ba-bam. We can reload with Ash and Grimlord Sakura. Rosa, if you need to, on her 3rd turns, if you need to cure, if you need to heal, you can do that. So, like, Shield's missing a little bit of HP. He's not really in any danger, and Heaven's Fury is going to restore that HP anyway, so we don't really need to do anything with her right now. So we're just going to do nothing. We can literally just guard with Rosa, right? Riku can use Sunburst again, and we could just spark this up. So next turn we should be getting to the 30% part. Possibly. Should be able to do 14% damage. So once we get down to that 30-29% threshold, we're going to have to start playing a little weird with Riku. But I love the mechanics of this fight, man. It's really good. So we're back to putting up interception and physical guard and physical cover. All right, Rosa is going to once again do World Destroyer, okay? And Riku can once again do Sunburst. But actually, I'm going to put her Limit Burst up now because I feel like we're going to hit that threshold. So you're going to want Shield to be protected because once we hit this threshold, the boss is more likely to use more magical attacks per turn. And Shield may actually die. He may actually take too many hits and get killed. So we want to make sure that he gets back up every time. Alright, so we reach the threshold. We're good. Once he starts saying enough, then you have to, you know, just keep your eye on Shield a little bit. See, he does a lot of damage there. Luckily, he actually hit Warrior of Light with that other magic attack. Otherwise, Shield would have died. So that's why we need to have re-raise on him at all times. We want to make sure he's good on that. So we put everything up last turn, so we're going to do Destination, Paralyzed Protection, right? Now, you're not going to do a ton of damage here, but you still want to do your attacks with Ash and Grimlord Sakura because it builds up Limit Burst Crystals. As you can see, they're not doing a lot of damage, right? So this is one of those turns where you'd want to heal with Rosa because obviously we took a bit of a beating. Now, if you want... I don't think she has dual cast. You can put dual cast on her if you want. I didn't bother. Right? And now you're going to want to start using Burning Soul with Riku. But keep in mind, you're going to want to make sure that Shield always has his re-raise. So if it wears off, you're going to want to make sure you reapply it. So you do this 4 times on 4 different turns, right? You have to damage him with fire damage through 4 different turns. Otherwise... he will always have that mitigation. So you see Shield back in action. Riku's Limit Burst is up again. So instead of doing fire damage here, we're going to have to do her Limit Burst. Now, if you're taking Grimlord Sakura, of course, she has access to fire elemental damage, I believe, with Fireblade right here. So you can kind of alternate. But if you have another Ash, you're going to have to either give her a fire elemental ability or just, you know, kind of alternate turns there. So the last thing we did with Shield. If Shield dies, always remember to put Interception back up. Always. Remember to put that back up. And Warrior of Light, this is a turn counter of 3, so he's going to need that. And Ash, of course, Heaven's Fury. Always do Heaven's Fury with Ash just because it builds up Limit Burst Crystals, right? And once again, Rosa can just heal if we want to top everybody off on HP. But we'll see if... let's actually see if Ashe and Grimlord Sakura... We don't need to heal. So now we're going to put back up Bless. And Riku's Limit Burst right there. Now, once he loses his mitigation, he actually stops using so many magic attacks. Oh, see, he actually targeted Ashe there and hit her, but she's back up as well. Alright, so she needs the World Destroyer again. A World Destroyer. Interception. Physical cover. Boom, boom, boom. Riku can now... Let's actually do this. Let's do it again. I'm trying to think here. This is like an odd turn because Shilt no longer has re-raise. But we don't... actually, Grimlord Sakura may have a re-raise, but it might only be for her. Automatically revive an ally one time. So Grimlord Sakura is actually the best for this. You can actually forego the fire damage right here, right? Do it with Riku instead. Put re-raise back on Shield if you need to in an emergency situation here, like we're encountering. Hit this, and then just Heaven's Fury with Ashe. Now, Shilt's in a little bit of a dangerous spot here. He's going to die right away and come back. But everybody else still has re-raise other than the Ashe. So as long as she doesn't get hit, she's fine. So we're good. We made it. We do one more fire damage, and the most dangerous part of the fight is behind you. Let's get Interception back up with him. Let's get Paralyzed Protection up with him. Rosa can do a little bit of a Curaga here. Definitely want to heal up a little bit. And then these two are going to once again do their... she's going to do the fire damage this time, right? We'll do the fire damage with Grimlord Sakura, which will get Riku's Limit Burst up most likely, and we'll be A-okay. Oh, come on, hit Riku. Wow, they actually didn't hit Riku. What a waste. So you know what? We'll just guard here with Riku. This could get dangerous right here. Alright, so we made it. He said, oh no, that was the last time we had to use fire damage. Now he doesn't use as many magic attacks, so you don't have to worry about Shilt getting his ass beat in. It's only for those 4 rounds where you got to get that fire damage in, so we did that, we're good. And from here on out, all we have to do is kill him and make sure that we hit him with some magic at the end of the day. Right? Which we can do with... Let's see. Who could be our magic attacker? I'm not sure if we can do anything with Rosa, because I believe the boss like completely dodges any element that's not fire. So as it turns out, you have to give somebody some fire magic. So pretty sure I'm not using Ifrit here, which might be the mistake, right? We should have given like Rosa some Ifrit here instead of like Ramuh, right? So we're actually probably going to miss that, but all you need to do is also, if you're taking a friend unit, like, let's see. Actually, she might. Yeah, so like Grimlord Sakura has the Omega Medal and Cursed Doll. If you want to make it a sure bet, make sure that your Grimlord Sakura friend or your Ashe friend is wearing the Ring of the Lucii. Since we're not doing 5-star base items, I would have it on myself. And you just use Alterna for the magic finisher. Very easy to fit into any sort of chain that kills a boss. It will definitely hit last, and you'll be totally fine. But for now, we're just going to focus on killing him since we don't have any fire magic spell. It has to be a magic spell. It can't just be like, you know, Burning Soul or anything. So we are going to just make sure that we keep Interception and Physical Cover up. We're going to World Destroyer again with Rosa just to make sure that we're keeping everything broken. And we go in once again with Grim Reaver, Soul Barrage 3 times, and Riku can put up that Limit Burst just in case, okay? So we got one more round here. All we got to do is get through this round and this fight is over with. Shilt might take another hit in the face, But he's alright. He made it. Either way, he had re-raise. He's good. I'm just going to give a final check here and make sure that we don't have any fire magic. Because if we do, we'll try to just, you know, fit it in. So he does not. He has ice, blah, 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 blah. He's good. Rosa doesn't have any. She's lightning. Holy, right? I'll tell you what, just to be... We'll just cast Holy anyway, even though it's not going to work, because he will resist it. And I think you're... On these magic finish missions, you have to actually deal damage with the magic spell. Otherwise, it won't count it. So you don't have to do anything. Warrior of Light has no fire elemental attack. He's got nothing. So we'll just defend with them, and they are just going to finish this off. And we'll just hit them all at the same time. And there we go. You'll see the Holy will hit last, but it will most likely just say resist, right? Whatever. So there we go. He's dead. Easily survivable. Easily manageable with free-to-play items and a mix of 3- and 4-star TMRs. Like I said, I normally don't do free-to-play guides, but they are fun to do. I just feel like you guys have like a lot of options on YouTube to look for free-to-play guides. You have Clake, you have Sinzar, you have all these other guys that do free-to-play clears of stuff. So like, you don't really need me for that, but every now and then, if I really enjoy a fight and I like the way the mechanics are set up and I like the way the fight's designed, I'll probably end up doing a video on it anyway, just to make it easier for you. I do apologize that this video is coming in kind of late. It's January 1st, and this fight disappears on January 4th, so if you're still having trouble with it and you find this video and it helps you get through it, I hope it helps you get through it. So, guys, if you liked the video, give a like and a subscribe. I would appreciate that. That would be awesome. And I'll see you on the next video, which will most likely be pulls on whatever banner comes next. I'm thinking it might be Final Fantasy VII, Tifa Vincent, or maybe a story? Folka, maybe? I don't know. Alright, see you guys next time.